Here we go. Okay. All right, we're up. And as you can see, it's not yellow today. I have no idea why it's not, but it looks like the picture is okay. Hello, Michelle. Nice to see you. We don't see each other enough. Kathy, your second one here, all the way from Oklahoma. It's kind of late where you are, I guess. And there's the Ponders in Oregon. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. I'm excited about today, not because it's the last meditation of the day, but um, I really enjoyed kind of. Hello, sis in Vegas. We have people from all over the world here. Well, the states. I really enjoyed the ideas that that we've kind of threw about this week. This is one of these great Torah portions. It's one of the seminal moments in the entire Torah, and there are so many ideas that come from it. And uh, today it's interesting. I heard something last night, and after I heard it, I was like, I must bring that to. Excuse me, I need to plug the computer in. I must bring that to the meditation because it's such an incredible mindfulness idea. So pardon me for bringing this in, but I've been watching Man in the Arena, which is basically the story of Tom Brady as a football player for the New England Patriots, which is my team. And last night they were talking about 2016, and it was during this time that his mother had breast cancer. And it was during this time, I mean, I don't know if you know the story, but he had been accused of cheating. And he was accused, hello, Susan. He was accused of cheating, and he actually got a 4 game suspension on something where it's questionable whether he actually was cheating or not, but they were making an example of him. And his sisters were on the show with him. So usually you have him talking, and you have scenes from the season and all that, and then and each one has various guests, and this one happened to be his 3 older sisters. And one of the sisters said that he had a philosophy. And when I heard this philosophy, I thought to myself, this is mindfulness, and this relates to this week. So we've been talking a lot about kind of staying in the moment, yet also noticing what's happening in the moment instead of being myopic and only looking at what's happening in our lives. And then at the end of this scene where the Israelites go across the sea and they've made it to safety, they sing. They sing Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea, and that's why this is called Shabbat Shirah this week.
The camera isn't responding.
Because it has this great song in it, the Song of the Sea. And the Israelites could have complained. They do plenty of complaining throughout. But they could have been like, why is this happening to us? Why is this horrible thing happening with the Egyptian army behind us, the sea in front of us? Why is it that we have to go through the sea of reeds? Why were we made slaves? Why did all of these things happen? Yet, when they got to the other side, they were filled with gratitude and praise, and they saw, once they were free, what it was they had gone through. And so the quote that his sister said that Tom Brady lives by is, he doesn't say, why did this happen to me? He says, why did this happen for me? And I heard that and I was like, why did this happen for me means every single thing that happens in my life is an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to reflect upon who I am and why this may have happened, or who the people are I'm hanging around with and why it may have happened, or the job that I work and why this may have happened, or the way I'm living my life. I mean, it forces you, once you say, why is this happening for me? As, as, oh my God, I have nothing to do with this. But instead looking at it saying, this is happening, and how can I make this work? This is happening, and what does this tell me about myself? This is happening, and what is it trying to teach me? Instead of, this is happening, whose fault is it? Why is this happening to me? Oh, woe is me. And look, I've spent much time over my life, lamenting over things that have happened to me. And I'm not so sure I asked that question. Why is this happening for me? But I love the positivity of that things happen to us. They're not in our control. They're way beyond our control a lot of the time. The pandemic's the perfect example, right? But instead of, why is this happening to us, is, why is this happening for us? What is this giving us? There's no doubt in my mind that science over the last 2 years has grown by leaps and bounds in its dealing with sickness, dealing with viruses. And in some ways, many people believe that the technology that was used to make these vaccines may be able to be replicated and used for other kinds of diseases. So there's no doubt in my mind that what the pandemic has done for us is allowed us to exponentially increase our knowledge of science. I think it's also given us the opportunity to slow down, to really take stock in what's happening with us, to discover what's really important. Why is this pandemic happening for us? Perhaps it was so that each one of us had the opportunity to take a half hour, 3 or 4 days a week, to just sit and be. Gave us the time opportunity to do that. It gave us the technology to be able to do this. And we've been able to meet. Feels to me like every day of the week, even though it's only Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've been meeting for 2 years nearly, almost every evening, to reflect on our lives, to rejuvenate ourselves, to refresh ourselves, and to think about the world a little differently than we may have before this started. So as I started to think about, why is this happening for us? There are a lot of things that all of us can take from it, and I'm sure that you've realized certain things about yourself that you may not have known before. And indeed, all of us are learning that we can handle this, whatever comes our way. We have the ability to take command over our lives, even if everything around us is ill. And I mean, I hope that we can take that from this, that we are survivors, and that we'll do what it takes for our family to be safe and for us to be safe. There are a lot of lessons that could be learned from this. And I can't help but think that in certain ways the Israelites didn't understand that. Why is this happening for us? And when you look at it from the point of view 3,000 years later, 3,500 years later it could even be, that when we look at what happened to us, it happened so that we could become a nation, so that we could galvanize together to become a group of people that are surviving in this world. Perhaps that's why it happened for us. So, it's, in some ways it's hard, because when difficult things happen, we want to find something to blame. And we want to discover why. But the question, if we turn it from why is this happening to me, for why is this happening for me, I think that can change our attitudes about a lot of the things that happen to us. Incidentally, there would not be a difference in Hebrew. Li means for me and to me. So, in some ways, when we say, why is this happening to me? Implicit in that, if we're thinking Hebraically, is why is this happening for me? That anything that happens to us is also happening for us, and dare I say, for our benefit, because every experience we have can be for our benefit, and we can learn from it. So, there's my sermon for today. I just thought it was a really incredible moment. Ironically, came in a show about a football player, but those guys are under challenges all the time and have to overcome obstacles. That's their goal. So I hope that that meant something to you as much as it did to me. Let's get into a comfortable position and strong yet relaxed. There's my opening yawn. That's a good thing. So we just want to concentrate on our breathing. We don't need to push the breath, just natural. The neshama that we bring in, that space between breathing in and breathing out and breathing out and breathing in. And finally, the ruach, which is the wind that comes out of us into the world. Those three aspects of our soul. That which we allow in, that which turns and refreshes, and that which comes out of us. So we're just letting things be as they are for now. We don't need to change anything right now. Breath. It's so natural. I invite you to bring yourself back. Just concentrate on your breathing, your heartbeat, your body, the sensations. But most of all, that we are beings in this world that breathe. We have to. And we breathe for this moment. As we head into our last 4 or so minutes, we turn our thoughts to some feelings that we'd like to take with us into Shabbat. May I feel joy, and may I feel whole. Shabbat's that time where we reflect on our week and bring ourselves into the place where we can be the most of ourselves. And I hope that leads to a feeling of wholeness and joy, to be able to celebrate together. Take time to relax a little bit on Shabbat. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. So difficult to attain these two things, so we ask the universe for these feelings. Feeling of joy, feeling of being whole. May I feel joy, and may I feel whole. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. I was talking with someone yesterday, and they made a comment about, it doesn't matter how much money you have. There are so many other things that are important, more important. And I was thinking of the 6 things that we ask for. That if you have these 6 things, if you have safety and blessing, or recognize these things in your life, if you feel luminous and loved, and if you feel joy and wholeness, what more could we ask for? A feeling of wholeness, that I am who I should be, or I am who I am. And the feeling of joy, this feeling inside that it's all good. Everything's going to be all right. I feel whole. I feel like I'm me. What more could we ask for than to be safe and blessed, filled with light and love, and filled with joy and a sense of being? May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. Just ask yourself that, and each breath, whether out loud or to yourself or in a whisper. May I feel joy, and may I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. With that feeling, both of those feelings inside of us, let's go back to our breath for a moment. Does it feel different after you've asked these questions? Does it fill you with joy to breathe? Perhaps wholeness is just having your breath. so much for joining me today and this week. I hope that you were able to find some peace and stillness. May you feel joy, and may you feel wholeness. May you have a beautiful night, a replenishing Shabbat, and a wonderful weekend. Be sure to join us with Dan Nichols tomorrow night, especially Saturday night, Havdalah. We'll see you on Facebook and YouTube. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.